rocks.
This morning's episode is all about more signage, more money for clients. Does it work? Stay tuned. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Morning Minutes. Myself, Michael Burgio, Mark Novak, and Lisa Novak. She couldn't help herself. The unstoppable missile, she's in it. What Mark and I, episode 1626, talking about the Signage Juggernaut. More signage equals more money for our clients. Is it true? Or do agents just love seeing their face everywhere and it doesn't work? Let's talk about it. Mark, Lisa, signage for real estate agents. Why do they do it? When do they do it? Should they do it? Does it equal more money for our clients? Let's talk.
Yeah, look, I don't think Lisa can be seen on because she's short. She looks like, I don't know if anyone remembers Saturday Night Live with Mickey Me. What's his name? Mickey, the little short guy.
I don't know what happened.
The furry guy. He used to have his hair on.
Yeah.
That's just because you're 6 foot
Remember all
four.
our awards we've been nominated for in the photos we've done. There's a real funny one of me standing on a stool next to
I
Mark,
remember that.
So not just you.
But to answer your question, Michael, you know, we have had a lot of comments from public members in the last week or two about the signage in our area. People, customers, vendors, buyers, sellers complimenting. You know, the agent signage is been around for such a long time, and you know, it's static. AKA even a little bit forgotten and boring because it's just a signboard sitting there. But it is such a powerful tool that you can employ your agent to do that just makes you money. It's bloody incredible. What do you think,
Just
Little?
like you said, a lot of clients are noticing it from the middle of last year. A big change, lots of Novak signage. Not sure what changed.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Yeah,
Look,
sure, Michael.
The reality is that it really does work. You know, if you have a look at some of the juggernauts in you know, in the world, you look at companies like Coca-Cola, you look at McDonald's, look at some of these big companies. You know, they do signage and they do it really, really well.
Really?
Why? Because it works. You know, think about BP. You know, they do, as I said, they do
Service station blades.
They do
the
signage.
blades in the server that come up from the ground and have the price on it.
And it really, really does work. I remember once actually when I was coming into real estate sales, and I'd asked John McGrath, and I said, "What's the best piece of advice you could give to me?" And he said to me, "Get great signage in busy locations." Right? That's the reality. So, you know, signage definitely does work. Oh, we have lighting now. It's getting fancy.
Yeah,
We're on the side of it. We're on the side of a road. You should see our setup here. It's hysterical.
Yeah, lighting.
It is
Well, I know,
hysterical.
Especially, I know for myself, like a big, inspiration was that Coke sign in the cross where just because there was a Coke sign there doesn't necessarily mean you could buy Coke, but it's branding. And I sort of thought, well, if you look at real estate, agents typically only put signage out the front of the property they're selling. Why don't they do it anywhere else? And predominantly doing a lot of commercial property, I know in the commercial department, we had a big advantage of having actual properties on those busy locations. And you typically
main roads
would have signage or just a call flute sign. And on many occasions, we would be investing more than the probably commission of that shop on the actual signage for the property because it's big exposure. And just because you see, like, for example, you see the Coca-Cola sign, they're not marketing the product, they're marketing the brand. Just like as an agent, you're marketing yourself. And I was saying to Mark just when we were talking about the topic prior, I just remember there's a lot of key conversations I've had with clients where I know it works, but I remember there was one across on the same side of the street of us, old medical practice we were selling. It was a top floor office, big windows. I wrapped it. A third of it was just myself. And a lot of the owners initially were a little bit like, hey, that's a lot of you there. And I explained to them, same sort of pitch, it's the recognition. But it wasn't truer than that day when the signage went up. I had a buyer call me and they just said, I've just seen your blue suit. What do you have there? I couldn't read it, but I know like whenever I see that you're selling something. And I was able to explain to him it's the whole office for sale, took him through the property. Can't recall if he bought it, but let's say he bought it for the story. Sounds even better. And that's just a great example of just that recognition with the agent, with the logo, with the brand, of having that signage, especially when you dominate an area, a suburb. It really works. And that's where that client, how
But have a think about for a moment what signage is meant to do. It's meant to capture the eyeballs. It's meant to draw attention. And I'll tell you what, you know, we do that really, really well. You only need to drive up and down Pittwater Road on the Northern Beaches to see just how much signage we have everywhere. And it's not generic signage. You know, we will give us a balcony, we'll wrap it. Give us a building, we will wrap it. I
Pink
think
lights.
yeah, we do.
Yeah.
That's right. We do the pink lights in windows for commercial. But I think, you know, a lot of people wonder how we do all the signage that we do. We actually have a little hidden secret weapon in our office and some wonderful minions that go running around all day and all night assisting
And
with our
machinery.
signage. The machinery is ridiculous. Like we actually have signage.
Love that word.
We have a wrapping machine that we bought a long time ago, actually, and it literally can wrap absolutely anything at all.
We can print stickers 30 meters long.
We can, yeah. So we rewrap all of our signboards. But more importantly, Burge, I think, you know, it's important, like, what does the signage look like? Because sometimes I see, you know, some real estate signage and the print on it is so small, you know, they're trying to get 20 points about a property on there. But the truth is that no one can actually read it. So, you know, we
Sometimes
keep
that's
ours
small.
really simple, really big, really easy to read.
A little
And
bit
I also
this
love
bit
what you're
gaudy
doing on
sometimes.
your. Also, you've got the signage as there's a couple reasons for the signage. Sometimes it's the exposure, the brand, but also what I love what you're doing in particular, Lisa, with sold properties is you're telling a story. You're not just leased now. You're not just saying sold.
Okay.
You're putting sold in 14 days, sold this, 2 buyers. Like where a generic agent's just putting sold, you're doing that a little bit more to capture, give people feedback, evidence, and I think that's a great use because it's got like the signboard's already there. You've already putting a sold sticker. You're just doing that a little bit more. Oh, yeah, look at great. So it's sold in 14
Sold in
days.
14 days.
But
Like
not
great.
not only that, but you know, I always say just give the people the information that they want and give it to them fast. Right? I just want to say that again. Give the people the information that they want and give it to them fast, the people being the community. So when a property sells, what do you think is the number one thing people want to know about? What is the number one thing people want to know? They want to know the price. So when you just put up a sold sticker,
I love that.
what, you know, the neighbour in next door wants to know, wonder what that's sold for. So we do these big sticker wraps across all of our boards that let the people know what they actually sold for.
I love that one. 7 years of selling. 7 years of selling DY. No agent loves DY
Mark,
more
you in
than
this
me.
video. Sorry, I didn't see you there.
Over to you, Mark.
What do you think about signage?
Oh, I don't have an opinion.
Yeah.
Somehow I gate crashed this session. I don't know how. Next minute I was on.
Well, it's a great topic, and for a very, very
It's
long
hard
time,
work.
we've been very big on it. We've painted buildings. We've painted buildings and then put signage on it. Like we really believe on the exposure, the glass wraps. I remember the first time doing that it's creative, and it makes clients money because
Yeah.
the
Banners.
property gets seen by more people. Because think of how many buildings they don't let you put a signboard out there. I don't see any other agents wrapping the balcony. Everyone could do
No,
it, but
here's
But
the
it's
thing.
work. It's cost and it's work,
Cost.
and it makes money for sellers, for landlords. Fact. So when your agent's out there
That is the
doing
bottom line.
really, really good signage, it's going to make you money.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Small sign, small money. Big sign, big money.
But and that is the bottom line, is that how much exposure are we getting for your property? It's not, if we're all doing the same thing,
Yeah.
then we're all getting the same result, right? When you're looking for a real estate agent to sell / manage your property, you want to be looking at what is that agent doing that is over and above any other agency. That's the truth, because we are not all the same. We're not.
Yeah.
We honestly do marketing so well. We really, really do. And there is no doubt whatsoever. As I said, take a drive around the Northern Beaches and you will see the massive amount of signage that we have right around the Northern Beaches. Is something wrong?
Do you mean lift you up?
No, I don't know why. I look particularly.
Lisa's
I
on
look
her heel.
particularly
She's actually standing on her
Yeah.
toes. That must be.
down.
It must be hard to stand on your toes for like
I know.
5 minutes.
Lucky I've been really, doing
Wow.
lots of walking. It's good. It's good exercise for my calves.
Also, sometimes clients can, when they say, when a client engages you to sell their property, it's yes about their property, but it's also the agent's brand. So that agent marketing themselves on the sign does help the client. It's that, Mark, remember that analogy or that story where it's like they've gone to the ship and the guy just presses one button.
Did you just say
and he's
Mark?
like, yes.
Did you say
yeah.
Mark? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I better answer this
So I
one. I better
remember
answer this
that-
one.
I remember
Yeah.
the story you told us where they've gone to the ship and the guy presses the button, charges like 30 grand, and they're like, yes, but it took me 30 years to know which button to press, so nothing went wrong. I really believe that agent using the signage of each property, building their personal brand on top of each property's brand, builds that database for that client, builds the trust in the marketplace because people are seeing that brand all the time, which helps in negotiations. So I think agents need to be good at explaining to owners why it's important for the agent to have their brand in conjunction with the property.
I have something else to add to that. The speed.
He said this was for me, this one.
The speed in which we can
tried, Mark. I tried.
Oh, everyone's a bit silly this
Sorry,
morning.
you, Lisa.
Yes, the speed.
Would you like me to tell you and you can say it?
Maybe you whispered to my ears and I'll pretend like it was mine.
The speed in which we can get the signage out,
Very
this
important.
can't be ignored, right? Because the industry's always been very slow and clunky with this sort of stuff. And by that, I mean, you had to get the professional photographer out, then the photos had to come back, then it had to go off to design, then it had to go out to the signboard company. That process ordinarily takes minimum 7 days.
2 weeks.
I'm not joking. Like, if I tell you we can get that signage up and out exactly the same day, because all of those resources, they're all in-house. And we're not like hacking away at it. This is done at such a high standard, where we can get the professional photographer out who's in-house, get the design done, it's in-house, get the stickers and the boards printed in-house and get it out the same day onto your building, your property. I haven't seen anything like that. It's unrivaled.
Like, there's no point putting the price and the info on the sold sticker if it's a week later and everyone already knows.
Yeah, that's right.
So,
That's right. Old news.
Yeah, same day.
Awesome. Please, thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks, guys. I
Thank
didn't
you
even know I
very
was
much,
coming on,
Lisa.
but now that I'm here, thank you. Little mini me. Like standing up on the hill. I should have been that's better. I'm so much taller there.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened, Mark.
But-
You grew or I shrunk. See you guys.
Anyway, thanks.
Thank you,
Berg,
everyone.
thanks so much. Hopefully we help people today on signage, making you more money.
Yes,
Thank you,
let's
ladies.
go.
Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.